Well, I grew up in this apartment on 82nd between Park and Lexington, and we had these old-fashioned radiator covers. They were metal that had all these tiny little holes in them, I guess to let the heat out. And as a child, and I loved coloring in my coloring books. I just loved to color. And I was sick all the time. I was always home from school with a cold, and my mother bought me all these coloring books, and I just loved it. And so I had thousands of crayons, and I suddenly realized one day that a sharpened crayon would fit into the hole in the radiator. And so I used to, grab my Crayola and force it into the radiator hole and then watch it melt. And once I did that to one crayon, I did it to all 56 crayons, so that the radiator by the end of a winter was just dripping with all of this wax of many colors, and they were beautiful, and I remember loving to do that. And so when I wrote about the mother's upset with the girl at dinner time, I was often sent from the table for being, I don't know, silly or not eating or whatever. And I just made that connection between melting the crayons in my room, and because I made Mags an artist, that in her eyes she was perhaps creating something, and that the mother would come in and see this wonderful creation and would mistake it for food. And when I got that idea, it was thrilling to me that it was one of those miraculous sort of metaphors that you suddenly pull out of nowhere. And I was just thrilled, and I knew I've got it, I've got this, I've got the scene, I've got the whole ending. And that then Mags could say, you didn't notice what I did, and you still don't notice me, and I had the whole thing sort of laid out in front of me.